So, hi guys. So in the last session, we have learned something called selectors, and we have seen what are the selectors. So, and we have learned why we use the selectors, what are the types of selectors, how to apply the selectors, right? So, what is the selector? So, we use these selectors to select the element based on ID names, class names, as well as tag names. So, whatever the elements we want to style, only those elements we will select and we will apply the CSS properties. Done, guys? So these things we have learned in the last session. So today we will learn something called box model, guys. Okay. So concentrate here, guys. So we are learning box model. So very important concept. You should remember. Hook and crook. You should remember this, right? So now observe here what is box model. It is used for design and layout. So whenever we add the HTML elements to the web page, the elements can be anything. Images, paragraph, audio files, video files. If you want proper design and layout, we go for something called box model. And we have something called the CSS box model is essentially a box that wraps around every HTML element. So what we have here, so box model means what, guys? Okay, it is a box which surrounded with every HTML element. So example, whenever we add any HTML element, images, audio files, video files, paragraphs, forms, tables, whatever it may be, so everything will be considered as a box on the website. So what it will be considered as? It will be considered as a box. Then very important, you will understand. So observe here. So if I go here, guys, so we have some content. Okay, so content is surrounded with something called border as well as padding. Then so content is surrounded with what? Border as well as padding. So this is outline, guys. See here, this is my content. Okay, and the dashed one is my border, and the space between the content and the border is known as padding, guys. So observe here, content, we have a border, the space between the content and the border is known as padding. So we have outer edge. Okay, in HTML element, the outer edge is what? Outline. So again we have something called the space between the two outlines, that is margin. So if you observe the example here, you will understand clearly what it is. So observe now. So we have something called JSpiders. JSpiders is what? This is my content, guys. Right? JSpiders is my content. Right? So JSpiders is my content. Now it is surrounded with something called red color. So the red color is nothing but what, guys? Border. So JSpiders is a content, it's surrounded with something called a box. The box is nothing but what? So the border, right? So and we have some space here. Observe here, there is a space between the content and the border. Yes or no? JSpiders is my content and red color is my border, and there is some space between this content and the border. So the space is known as what, guys? Padding. The space between the content and the border is known as what? Padding. Similarly, we have something called, okay, so outer edge. This outer edge is nothing but what, guys? Outline. This outer edge is known as what? Outline. Clear? So if you observe here, the purple color is outline here, and there is a space between the two outlines. Yes or no? There is a space between two outlines. So we call this as the space between the two outlines is known as margin. Okay, what we call this as? The space between the two outlines is known as margin. So this is box model, guys. Very important. We should remember how to use it. Clear? So now let me, okay, go to execution part. So we have all these properties. So first we will see something called border property in that. So in box model property, okay, we'll go for something called border property. Done, guys. So now observe here, I'll go here. So I'll go to my Visual Studio Code. So now I'll delete this, and here, okay, let me delete this pop-up message, close this. So I will use h1 tag, guys. In h1 tag I will pass something called JavaScript. Done. I'll pass something called JavaScript. So now save this, copy the path, go to the browser, paste this path and execute the file. So it's working, JavaScript. Clear? So now I want to apply border to this. So I will go here, I will select only h1 tag. So this is, see, whenever we select only one type of element, we call this as what? Element selector. So remember, this is my element selector. So whenever we select only one type of element, we call this as element selector, right? Already we know this. So whatever the properties you are going to apply here, that will be applicable to this h1 tags, all the h1 tags. So we have, okay, some box border properties here. So how to use these properties? Concentrate. See, we have some width here, you can pass in percentage of pixels. We have different styles here, and we have color here. So we have some border properties. How to use this? Okay, we will concentrate now. So now observe here, guys, I want to apply border to the h1. So I will go for something called border property. Then so I will pass 2px, this is the width of the border. Then so solid, this is, okay, the style of the border, and red, this is color of the border. So if you want to apply which property we have to use here, we have to use border property. So here 2px is the width of the border, solid is the style of the border, red is color of the border. The same properties, guys, see. So here I have given, okay, the width you can pass in pixels or percentage, styles you can pass any of this style, color you can pass any color. So now when I pass like this, okay, save the file, go back to the browser and reload the page. See, when I reload the page, so it is applying one border to this h1 tag. See, it's applying red color border. Yes or no? So sir, I want to increase the border okay, size, sir. So change here 5px, reload the page. See, the border size is increased. Similarly, sir, I want to change the style, guys. You can pass any of the style. So I have given some style over there. I'll make this as dotted. Okay, so when I make this as dotted, so reload the page. So observe here, we are getting dotted border here, right? So we are getting what? Dotted border. So you can change, guys. Okay, you can change the width, you can change the style, you can change the color here, whatever the color you want. So this is the way of applying the border. For example, consider, guys, okay, so I'll pass one more h1 tag here. So I'll pass one more h1 tag. So here I will pass something called angular. So here I'll pass something called angular. So now save this and reload the browser. So we got angular. See, it is applicable, okay, to this h1 also. Why? Means this is element selector which selects all the h1 type of elements. So what I do always, we go for what? Something called generic selector. So I'll make this as dot, okay, my h1 is my class. Then my h1 is my class. So I am going to call, okay, this class inside this first h1. So observe here, guys, there is no properties applied now. So when I call this class with the help of class attribute, so now observe here, I'll make this as class. So I'll paste this. So my h1. So the properties are going to be applicable to this. So similarly, I will create one more class here. Okay, I'll make this as dot my, okay, side borders. My side border is my class name. So the class name you can create whatever you want, guys. So I am creating according to me. So I can remember these names. Okay, my side borders. So now if I pass here, guys, observe here. So for this angular, so I want to apply only left side border. So what I do here, I pass something called border left. So what is the value here? Border left. So here I'll pass something called 3px is my width of the border. So solid I will pass, I'll make this as red, okay, or else purple, whatever the color you want you can pass. Now save this. So border left, see, if you use only border, it is applicable to all four sides. If you use border left, it will going to apply only left side border. Observe here. So it's not applying. Why means we should call this class, yes or no? So let me call this class with the help of class attribute. So I am calling my side border class. So save this and reload the page. Observe here, it's applying only left side border. Similarly, guys, we can go with something called, if I want to apply right side border, I will go with border, okay. So I'll pass top here. So it is going to applicable. See, I will pass 5px, okay. So I'll make this as dashed, okay. So pink color I will pass. So it is going to apply pink color dashed border only to the top of this H1 tag. See, it's applied. So I hope you clear why we use these properties, yes or no? Border left, border top, border bottom and border right. So you can select particular sides and you can apply the border. Okay guys. Okay guys, so I hope everyone understood. So this is about border. So again we can have something called, observe here, I will pass here, okay, one H1 tag, done. So I'll pass something called HTML 5 and CSS 3, okay, HTML5 and CSS3. So now concentrate guys. So I want to apply some properties, okay, to this now. So reload the page. HTML5 CSS3 is there. So now I will create one class here, okay. So the class name I'll give it as B radius. Then so always you should give proper names guys, okay. In the last class which I have used, it is just for your understanding purpose. The class name you should see, this is generic selector, right? This is generic class selector. We have to always, okay, use generic class selector only. We should not use any other selector, right? So based on requirement you can use, but we prefer what? Generic class selector. Why means we can use inside all the tags. So now what I do guys, here first I will apply border, okay. So I'll pass border something called 2px, or else I'll make this as 5px solid, okay. So red color border I'll apply. So observe here, I will call this B radius class inside, okay, my H1 tag. So I'll call this copy. Let me paste this class, okay, I'll paste this. So B radius. So observe here, the red color border applied to this. So if you observe guys, I want to apply curved edges. See, edges are sharp now. Edges are sharp. I want to apply curved edges. So what I do now, okay, so I'll go to the source code. There is some property called border radius property. What is the property name? Border radius. Done. So it is used to apply radius to the border. So if you observe, you see it's looking like this. Now after applying radius, see, by default, okay, so it is going to accept 4 values at a time guys. So I'll pass 0px, 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 0px. See, this is the 4 values. See, border radius, when we pass 4 values, the 4 values is going to identify, okay, the 4, okay, corners. See, this corner, top left corner, top right corner, bottom right corner, bottom left corner, clockwise direction. So all the 4, okay, values are going to represent the 4 corners. If you want, observe here, I'll pass 40px. Rest of the things are 0px. Now observe to which corner it will be applicable. See, it is going to, see, it is applying some curved edges. Yes or no? It is applying some curved edges. Yes or no? So it's applicable what? Left side. Okay, so top left corner. So similarly, if we pass, okay, something called 40px, so observe here, it is going to applicable on top, okay, right corner. Now here I will pass something called 10px. So now observe here, it is going to applicable bottom right corner. Little bit changes happen. So if you don't want, you will make this as 20 and let me check this. See, little bit changes happen, so it's applied. Clear? Similarly guys, similarly observe here, if I change here, okay, to 40px or 30px, this, okay, is going to applicable to this bottom left corner. See, this is bottom left corner. So observe here, apply. So to apply the curved edges, we go for what? Border radius. Sir, I will comment this now. Concentrate. I will comment this. So this is my output guys. No curved edges. So now sir, I want the same value, same curved edges for all the four sides. So if you want same curved edges for all the four sides, what we do guys, we go for same border radius, then colon. So instead of passing four values, if you want the same radius for all the four sides, so we go for only one value guys. So whenever we pass only one value to the border radius, the 40px is going to applicable to all four sides. See, it's applicable to all four sides. So if you want different values for different corners, you should go with four values. So now let me add some image guys. So what I do here, I will go to HTML file and here I'll add some image. Okay, so I'll make this as img dot slash, okay, women dot jpg. So we have added one image here. Yes or no guys? Done. So after adding, I want to apply some border to this image. So I will do here, I will select the image tag. So let me apply border. Okay, so 5px solid purple color border I will apply. So observe here, so border is applied to this image. Now guys, okay, so I want to apply curved edges. So observe here, so I'll pass here, so I'll pass here something called border radius. Okay, so when I pass 50px, it is going to applicable to all four sides. See, it's applicable here. Done. So sir, if you go to some websites, you observe your Facebook profile picture. So your Facebook profile picture is circular way, fully it is circled. Yes or no? How to do this? Observe here guys. So if you want the image in circular way, so just pass 100% to border radius. So now if you pass, observe here how it looks. See, circular way. So it's not looking properly in circular way. Way means, so the height is more compared to the width. Then if you want the same, okay, if you want the perfect circular way, okay, so you can go with what? Same height and width. So if you apply same height and width to this image, you will get the perfect circular way. For example, observe here, I'll make this as height 200 or else height 300 px, okay, then width 300 px. See, I'm passing same height and width to this image. Now reload the page. See, now it's getting a proper circle here. Okay, this is the way of adding, okay, the borders to the HTML element. So you can add it to any HTML tag. So if you remember, when I was teaching table tag, I have told you don't use border attribute, it is deprecated. I will tell you in CSS, okay, we have to use border property. So from today onwards, from now onwards, you start using border property, not border attribute. So these are some values guys, these are some values. See, so the styles we have, you can change the styles here, you can check it out. Then, and we have, see, the example 2px solid red, the example I have passed. So border radius means top left corner, top right corner, bottom right corner, bottom left corner. The four values I have passed here. So please go through this slide once. I hope everyone understood guys. So next we will move to something called outline property guys. Okay, so it's having same like border value. See, the same thing. You can pass width, you can pass style, you can. So CSS outline properties allows you to specify the style, width and color of an element's outline. Outline is outer edge of HTML elements. It's the outer edge. So we have only two things: outline, outline offset. There is no outline radius, there is no outline left, right, top, bottom. Okay, in the same way you applied the border, we have to apply concentrate. So I'll go to the code here. So let me delete this, guys. Okay, let me delete this. Done. So now observe here. So border top, border left I don't want, so I'll delete this also. So now I'll make this only, okay, the border. Done. So I have passed only the border here. Save this, and the border is red here, so I'll make this as outline, guys. I'll make this as outline. Done. So concentrate here, my side border and my h1 class we have. So let me delete this. Okay, so let me delete this. So when I delete this, so observe here, I'll save this program. So when I save this program, so I'm using my h1 selector, which is having a bright color border, and my side border, which is having, so I'll make this as my border. I'll change the class names, guys, so you can understand. My border is my class name, which is having a border, and my outline is another class name which is having outline. Yes or no? So let me call this, okay, classes here. So for JavaScript I'll call my border. Okay, for Angular I will call my outline. Okay, my outline. So now save this, guys. Save this. So reload the page. Okay, so reload the page, guys. See, observe here. So we have some border and we apply. So the style also will change. I'll make this as solid only, guys. So solid. So reload the page. So if you observe, guys, see, outline as well as the border, it's looking, it is same, right? But if you observe, outline and border is looking similar, right? So now observe here. Okay, what I do, I will create one more h1 tag. Okay, or else, okay, I will create one more h1 tag. So here I'll pass HTML. Okay, so let me close this. I'll create here HTML5, then CSS3. So when I pass HTML5 CSS3, observe here, this is my output, right? So now, guys, what I do here, when I pass HTML5 CSS3, let me call the both classes. First I will call the class as my border. Done. My border. Save this, reload the page, the border is applied. Similarly, I will call this my outline also. How to call multiple classes? With the help of space. My outline I will pass. So save this. So previously you are not getting the difference between border and the outline. It was looking similar. So now for HTML5 and CSS3, we are adding both the classes, my border and my outline, which is having border as well as outline. So now you will come to know, if I reload the page, see, this is red color is my border, purple color is my outline. So outline means what? Outer edge of HTML element. Outline means what? Outer edge of HTML element. Done. So now what I can do here, so there is one more something called, okay, outline offset. So any class you pass here only, I'll pass outline. See, outline offset means what, guys? Outline offset means, okay, you are going to provide some space between the outline and the border. Okay, you are going to provide some space between the outline and the border. See, this is outline, purple color is outline, red color is the border. If you want to provide some space between the outline and the border, we go for outline offset. See, it's providing some space between the outline and the border, guys. Okay, so this is the outline and border, guys. So here this is the slide of this. You can go through this, guys, and you will understand clearly, guys. So I hope you understand, guys. So now what I do here, we will go to the next property called padding property, right? So concentrate how to apply. What is padding? Padding is what? The space between the border and the content of the HTML element, right? So now we have some padding left, padding right, padding top, padding bottom, and padding shorthand also we have. So now we will see how it works, guys. So let me go to this VS Code, and I will delete this. Here I'll delete this. Done. So we have something called my border class here. So now to the my border class, so I will apply some outline also here. So outline, now I'll pass outline colon, so I'll make this as red, okay, or else I outline, I'll make this as a 5px solid purple color outline we will apply. So observe here, so we have only one paragraph here, sorry, h1 tag, and we applied the outline. So now let me apply the background color also, guys. So let me apply the background color also, background, so color I'll make this as orange color. So now observe the orange color is also applied here, yes or no? So padding means what? The space between the content and the border of the cell. Border, see, this is border, red color. So I want to provide some space, guys. So when you use only padding, okay, so if I pass 10px, so when you use only padding, it will be applicable to all four sides. You see, it is going to provide some space between the content and the border. It's providing some space between the content and the border, right? So now if you want, okay, all sides the same padding, directly you can go for padding shorthand, or else you can go with, okay, individual property. See, there is a normal output, default output. So now what I do, I want to apply padding left now, okay. So when you want to apply padding left, I'll make this as 20px. So it is going to apply only to the left side of this, okay, h1 tag. If you want top, guys, I will go with what? Padding top I will pass, okay, padding top. So if I pass 30px, it is going to applicable only on top, okay, guys. So you can use padding right also, padding, okay, bottom also. Whenever we want to go for different values, we can use, okay, padding left, padding top, okay, we can use this. Or else if you want the same value for all the four sides, you can go for this shorthand, right? So let me comment this. So now let me comment this also. So how to use shorthand again? See, I'll use padding. So this padding also you can pass, okay, all four values, 0px, 0px. So by default, so I am passing 0px, 0px only. Done. So now save this and reload the page. See, there is no margin, sorry, no padding, right? So now what I do, guys, so we can go with padding. So it is having four values. So the four values indicating the four sides. So if I pass 20px, okay, so this one first value is going to consider as top padding. See, it's applicable to the top. So if you pass, okay, 40px, it is going to applicable to the right side of the page, okay. So right side is not applying because its size is big here, so it's not visible. So now if I pass 50px, it is going to, the third value is going to apply on bottom, guys. See, observe, bottom it is applying 50px of padding. So last, the fourth value is going to applicable on left side of this, okay, h1. So you can go with padding left, padding bottom, padding right, or else you can go with padding also. So you have to pass four values, okay, to if you want different padding for different size. If you want same padding for all the sides, directly you can pass what? One value. So this is about padding, guys. So this is our slide which is having some padding values. See, the same thing, the first value belongs to what? Padding top, second value padding right, third value padding bottom, fourth value padding left, okay. So please go through this ones. So I hope you guys understood, guys. So we will move to this margin properties now, okay. So what is margin here? The space between two outlines of the HTML elements, clear? So same as padding, we have margin left, margin right, margin top, margin bottom, and margin. Same as padding, you can pass some four values. So we will see, guys, how it will be working, okay. So let me go to the source code. Done. So now I will create one more paragraph, sorry, h1 tag. So observe here, so I added here. So now I don't want, okay, I don't want this padding properties now. I'll delete this. So just observe here, so we have some two h1 tags. See, the purple color is outline. The purple color is outline. So the space between the two outlines is known as margin. So the space whatever is visible here, that is marginless. So now what to do? Observe here, how to pass the margin. Observe here, so if you pass margin top, okay, and 50 px, it is going to applicable only to the top. See, it's going to applicable to the top, or else, okay, I don't go with this. I'll create one more class here, dot my margin class I will create. Then dot my margin class I will create here. Now here I'll pass margin top, okay, 50 px. Done. So now this my margin class, so reload this first. This is my output now, okay. This my margin class I will call inside JavaScript. Yes or no? So now we are applying only the top margin here for my margin. So it is going to provide only to the top. See, it's providing only on top. Clear? So similarly guys, okay, if you want left, what we do, we will go for margin left 40 px. So it is going to apply, okay, left 40 px of margin. So consider, sir, outline means what? This is also outline for this web page, right? So this is outline, guys. This is outline for the web page, okay. So we are getting some left margin here. So similarly guys, if you want right margin, you can pass, see, margin right, okay. So 30 px, it is going to applicable on right side also. Done. So it is going to applicable on right side also. See, observe here, right side also applicable. Sir, I want the same margin for all four sides. Then you can go for only margin 50 px. It is going to applicable on all four sides. Observe here guys, it is applicable on all four sides. Clear? So now if you want, you can use one more shorthand. If you want the same margin for all four sides, you can directly pass one value. Sir, I want different margin on different sides. So same thing, I'll pass 20 px, okay, then 0 px, 0 px, 0 px. Observe here, the four values belongs to the four corners. So the first value belongs to what? So top margin. See, so if you increase 70 px, see, you are getting top margin here. Clear? So now if you pass this 60, so it is going to applicable on right side guys. Done. So if you pass, okay, 40, it is going to applicable on bottom guys. Observe here. Done. Sorry, some mistakes I have done. Okay, like this. Done. 40 px, it is going to applicable on bottom, but it is not up, okay, it's applying, it's not visible. Why? Means there is no such any element, okay, in bottom. Clear? So now if you pass here 20 px, it is going to applicable on left side. So the same thing guys, okay. So whatever we have, okay, whatever we have here, so the same as padding, we have margin properties, but margin means what? Space between the two outlines. Padding means what? Space between the content and the border. Clear guys? I hope everyone understood. So this is very important concept guys. You should learn this concept, okay. So if you have any doubts, okay, I will clear your doubts later. Then so please keep on watching, continuously you watch 2 to 3 times this video, prepare the notes, okay, so that you can understand easily. So any doubts you can ask me, okay, so I'll clear the doubts. So please prepare the notes for this, okay. So this is about the box model guys, and this is about the margin properties we have. So and this is all the properties we have learned guys. Clear? So in next session we will learn some of the important properties again, and I am going to use all the previous concepts like selectors, background images, then font sizes, font styles, then text properties, shadows, as well as this box model properties. So please revise this so that you can understand the next concepts, guys. Okay, so thank you guys, bye bye, we will meet in next session.